Hey, family. I gotta mess with this. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. I just want to say I thank God, y'all. Um, I've been pretty busy, you know. Wait a minute, because I'm trying to multitask. But I've been pretty busy trying to get the building together. Um, I got people coming in, calling me like crazy, which is beautiful. Don't get it wrong. Um, y'all know what I'm doing, temporary to permanent housing. I'm excited. I I left the office today, probably about 5, and came home. I said, I'm going home and go to sleep. Right. Once I knew everything was straight, everybody was fine. So me and my crew left. Right. And I feel good. I feel good. The only I try not to let my feelings and emotions get too much caught up in it because it's a lot of people that's homeless and they need help, but they don't have the money to pay for the bed space. And see, some of y'all might think what we do, well, with me, I don't get government funding. So whenever I get a place, it's like I have to like rent a house to put people in. So I'll charge you a certain amount for that room. That's what pays for the expenses of the house until I'm able to get like the state and government or the funding to pay your way. But you have to pay your way coming in. And the reason why I said that, because I wanted to come on here and I wanted to straighten some things up. Some of the information that I put out, I'm letting y'all know what we can do to help people, as far as the homeless and the less fortunate people or people that's getting ready to get evicted, stuff like that. I'm putting the information out so y'all can feed it to people that need our help. But now, some people are dealing with like mental issues, bipolar, schizophrenic, stuff like that. So first, what I try to get people to do, sign up for the mental health program because I want you to get this straight. Because in order for you to move forward in your life, you have to have some healthy thinking. You have to like restructure your life. Say like if you used to, I was gonna say gambling, but if you used to like messing up your money, you want somebody to teach you how to be more responsible and productive. You get me? So don't don't come in my housing program and think you're not going to do the work, or if you don't want to do the work to turn your life around, bye, because you're holding up space for somebody else. Now, see, a lot of y'all might say, "Oh, you mean? Oh, you nasty?" No, that's not being mean and nasty. That's helping people restructure their life. You don't want them in your house. That's why a lot of your family members are homeless. Your sons, your daughters, your grandbaby, because they don't want to follow your rules. They disrespecting you and your house. So you don't want them in your house. But then you're going to tell somebody else how to be responsible for your child that you don't want to be responsible for. Wow, ain't that amazing? I get it a lot. And I have to remind people this is my housing program. You don't tell me how to run this. My children is doing fine. That's why I feel like for the way I raised mine, I can work with yours and help move them in a more positive direction. So my thing is, if you send them to Steve Copeland, keep your mouth out of it. If they come complaining to you, I'm only doing to them what they won't let you do. But then you'll turn around, but you don't talk to them like that because because you're afraid to talk to them. See, you don't see, because they'll play us. They'll play us. I hope I'm not losing y'all, but they'll play us. So, if you can't, like, you trying to lay down the morals and values and principles for your children, teaching them the right way, even if they're grown-ups, but you still trying to teach them the morals, the values, and the principles. You done taught them, but they choose to live the way they want, and they disrespectful to you. My thing is, send them to me. The reason why I say send them to me, because you are the parent. So they expect certain things from you. But then when you say, I'm going to send that butt to Steve and let Steve get him right, that's because I'll step in as that disciplinary, as that authority figure. It's not that you wrong, because you doing the right things, mom and dad. It's just, I'm like, send them here. So sometimes I have to be a little bit harder on them. It's like they're going to boot camp. I like certain words, right? But if you don't understand what I'm talking about, because of the housing part of what I do, I just do housing. But what I do when I do my intake, I fill people out because I have to better know how to work with you. Now, if you're dealing with like depression, say bipolar, schizophrenic, something like that, I have to send you somewhere where they can better medicate you. And some people don't have to take medication. Cause I got this lady, y'all, that's coming in, and she does like the holistic thing. I cannot pronounce that word right. So she does that, the healing type, natural stuff. I said, oh, I need you. Cause everybody don't need meds. So if you know how to help people balance their life out without a drug or something, come on. Come on. Right? Cause like I said, everybody don't need it. And then on top of that, she does acupuncture, she does massages. So basically you stimulating the person's mind. It's the chemical imbalancement within the brain. So you're balancing that out. I am not a professional in that way, but I know what it takes to help our people get done what needs to be done. A lot of times I tell y'all, like when I say I got 32 years clean, right? I am a sponsor. I sponsor men and women. I help them turn their lives around, like they're thinking. You got to work with that. Those old habits, we got to break them. We got to break them. So you have to change your old ways of thinking, or you're going to continue practicing destructive behaviors. So when I sponsor, or you send your child to me, or you send your destructive son or daughter, I'm just saying, the goal is to put structure back in their life. But you can't help how to help if you don't know how to do it. So when you come in my life, it's like you going through a process of a redirecting. My goal is to redirect your life, right? Help you push that old stuff out, because it can become a habit. You know, you can become your personality, or your behaviors can become an addictive person. See, I'm on TikTok too, y'all, so y'all gotta excuse me. So I have to watch my language too. But I'm trying to change this right now. I don't want to lose y'all, because I know sometimes I can say stuff out my mouth. People be like, "What is he saying?" And know why I lose a lot of y'all? Not being smart, because a lot of times I'm speaking from personal experience. I'm speaking from my spirit, not here. So when I get to talking, people trying to figure out what I'm saying, but connect to my spirit, you'll get what I'm saying. Because my language is plain and it's simple, right? And one of the reasons why I wanted to come on here too, because I tell y'all stuff like this. I am a warrior for Christ. My mouth is my biggest weapon. I've been saying it for the longest time. I got ordained deacon, but I am a minister. I am a warrior. They are basically titles, but I am a minister or a warrior. That's what I wore with my mouth. and I fight against evil. Y'all don't get it. Whatever's tend to depress our people, oppress our people, depress, oppress, enslave our people. The goal is when I come, I'm normally fighting against the evil. Y'all don't never get it. Oh, he crazy. Oh, he this. It will look like that because I'm not dealing with the individual personally. I'm dealing with holding them back. That's why a lot of y'all miss it. And I was sharing this with a pastor today that's coming in our building to start, doing some little work. I told her, you whatever you want to do, you can do it. Because I feel like that's that part she can do. I ain't got to worry about that. Because God has me doing one thing and I got to do it. I was explaining to the pastor today too. I know my position. A lot of y'all don't because y'all want to tell me what I need to do. God already told me what he want me to do. He's showing me what he want me to do. So if you come in my life, just come with your gift. Do your part because I'm going to do mine. So anyway, I was telling the pastor today, right? Everything her and her husband going to come and do, he's a deacon. What they're doing, they taking the weight off of me as a minister, as a warrior, as a fighter, as a person that does his best to surrender his will and his life over to the care of God. Use me. So a lot of times when y'all see me coming like this, that's that spiritual war. Let me explain. Because this was sent to me and it described my whole behavior. A lot of y'all, when you don't know yourself, and that statement goes, if you don't know where you came from, you won't know where you're going. I already know who's leading me. I already know who's guiding me. I don't have to go back to a tribe. I done went past the tribe. I done went past the tribe to understand before God put me in my mother's womb. So I don't care about the tribe. Don't get it wrong. If y'all have all that information, that's beautiful. But I go back to where the creation started from. Before I put you in your mother's womb, I put everything that I called you to go out and do. And I bet you, I guarantee you, a lot of y'all don't even know who I'm marking, who I'm repeating. That he was talking about in scripture. He came to him in a dream. But then y'all want to teach scripture, you want to teach Bible, but not realizing that God is talking to the individual. You reading Bible, you studying Bible, but you using it for everybody else but yourself. You got to be the prime example first. And I'm not talking about perfection. Okay? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to get back to what I pulled down. Uh, a friend of mine's sent me something. One of my brothers, one of my business partners. What is the meaning of warrior soul? That's how I fight, right? An unflagging optimism, an absolute commitment to never surrender. I'm a fighter. A deep camaraderie, right? A personal commitment to fellow warriors. Remember when I told y'all, I said, I am a warrior for Christ. I'm a fighter. My mouth is my biggest weapon. So what he did when he sent that to me to tell me that this remind him of him, when he sent it to me, it was like God was talking to me. And I said, oh my God. Because everything this described right here, where y'all might call me ignorant or he's self-centered, he's egotistic, and I be trying to tell y'all, no, that's part of my passion. That's part of my love. But y'all think y'all take it in a negative way. I can't blame y'all because sometimes because when I come, but I try to explain to y'all, I'm not trying to hurt nobody. That's love for me. But the way it looks might look like I'm just this deranged, crazy man. And it's okay because I know if you're spiritually connected with me, you'll better understand me. You know what I'm doing. But if you're not connected, yes, it's going to look crazy. So here you go right here. The warrior spirit generally refers to a state of, let me make sure I get it right for you, a state of inner strength, ego and pride, right? A state of inner strength, courage, and resilience. Often used to describe the individual who overcome challenges. And y'all will sit back. This go to show you in that mindset of slavery. When I say I stand firm on my morals, values, and principles, you do not hear me talking about the white man this and the white man that, even though we know what they probably doing to some or us. But to me, can't no man hurt me no better than me. You get me? So I'm standing firm on my beliefs. I try not to be wishy-washy, but some of y'all are turncoats. But you'll turn around and look at me because you are afraid to stand firm. I got 8 toes on your 8 toes, and you got 10. Sound kind of funny, don't it? But now, when he sent this and I looked this up, I was like, oh my God, that's me. I already knew I was saying it, but I didn't realize basically what I was saying until I read it. And I really got the purpose and the meaning of it. So a lot of y'all are not going to like me because what's tend to happen, what happens, I will say certain things that will challenge you. It's not me. I couldn't understand why when I say stuff out my mouth, people tend to get offended. I'm talking about me. So anyway, let me finish this because it started describing me, right? And I'm sorry if I lost y'all, but I was trying to talk to the point of getting to this. The warrior spirit. It talks about the warrior. I am a warrior for Christ, or the spirit. If you want to say the Holy Spirit, we can say the Holy Spirit. We can say the Comforter. We can say I am a fisher of men. It's many hats. But the thing is, I'm one of the type of people that God called. Like he called Moses to go tell pharaohs, your kings, your queens, your rulers, your politicians that tends to take control of the people. We're creating policies that runs their life where they get them oppressed, depressed, where they enslave them, body, mind, and spirit. My goal, the way God have me and other people that's in my life, is to help set his people free. The same way he told Moses to go tell Pharaoh. Just think about something that's enslaving the people. And it could be depression. It could be oppression. Depression could be bipolar. It could be schizophrenic. It could be something along that line that's messing with the people's state of mind. It's to set them free. Where that mental, emotional, and a spiritual control is not dominating them in a negative way. Those are the words I have to use. Y'all don't want to hear this. You know why? Because it's rhetoric to a lot of people. It's rhetoric. You rather hear a bunch of lies. And be honest with you, I am not for the lies, the chaos, and the confusion. It doesn't help my spirit feel right. I need to learn something new. So let me finish reading this. The warrior spirit, right? Generally refers to a state of listen to what I'm saying, inner strength, courage, and resilience, often used to describe individuals who overcome challenges. So as a homeless advocate, as a person that helps people that relies on the state and the government, the goal is to help them to learn to become more independent, where they don't have to rely on the state and the government like some of y'all do, as far as being conservatives that's working and, being responsible, being productive, where you don't have to rely on like social services or SSI or SSDI is our money that we worked for that they put to the side. But the SSI, anything that's government funded to basically live your life off. So when you come in with me, the goal is to help you to become more independent, where you won't have to rely on state or government funding. I just threw y'all off, didn't I? Didn't I just throw y'all off? I know I did. Because some of y'all probably over there, well, what's wrong with that? Why you saying what you saying? Because it's the reason why I do what I do. It's the reason why God had me doing what I'm doing. That's to help his people to become more stronger and independent. That's why when you're dealing with Steve Copeland, right? Strengthen the community. The Latanya D. Copeland House of Hope is to help you as you come in. The first phase as you come into the program, you have to sign up for the mental health program because we got to start working on this. Your character, your personality. If you thinking in a negative way or ghetto way somewhere along that line, the goal is to help you think more positive. And not just think more positive, but act out in a more responsible and productive way, where you won't do something that will land you in that big old plantation called prison. Oh, y'all ain't know that's what it was? Ask Donald Trump and them. Donald Trump and them businessmen. Can y'all imagine this, I can say the slaves. Can y'all imagine the prisoners that's working in a lot of their warehouses? A lot of their offices that's very talented and smart, but they dress them up, paying them cheap price. Do y'all realize slavery is like this? It's called free labor, cheap labor, where they can get you to do something basically for free. That's what slavery is. Look it up. Servitude. Look at the 13th, 14th Amendment. The only time they can practice slavery again is when you break the law that gives them the right to use you the way they want. So it says, but it's not true. But the way they fix people up, they make you think once you go to prison and stuff like that, you don't have no power. Yes, you do. Prisoners have a union called ACLU. I am part of it. I be trying to tell y'all that. I'm a community activist. I'm a human rights advocate. I tell y'all that. But to y'all, he crazy. I arm myself with information. I'm like a lawyer for the people. I'm your mouthpiece. I just don't get paid like a lawyer. But when it comes to me dealing with our politicians, whether they're Democrat or whether they are Republicans, I'm talking about the laws they create that can benefit you. We got your back. I'm talking about the politicians. But if they create laws that will harm the people, we don't want you to get it on that ballot where it'll become, it's just legislation. But when it become a law. So once it become a law, the whole goal is to fix it where if you break the law, we have to come up, people like myself, have to come up with solutions from the grassroots level. That's the ground level. Come up with intervention programs so you won't break the law to get put away. in that big old slave plantation called prison. And if I'm losing you, please forgive me because I see the cycle. I see it. I see the way. And I got to go back to Moses and them. When you go to Exodus, when God prepared Moses to go tell Pharaoh, now Pharaoh wasn't just a one person. It was basically a city, but it was a group of people that was your millionaires, your billionaires who was trying to take the less fortunate, which was beginning to outgrow them, and they were scared they was going to outpower them. So they figured they gained control over them, just like they doing in the inner city today. You got a lot of 13, 14-year-old girls, males having babies. So what did Pharaoh tell the midwives? All the firstborn babies, males, take them down. They doing it today. Look at the little 13, 14, 15 years old. They're not even making it to 18. They fixed it where they can take them down so they won't be able to continue producing where it will outgrow. And then their whole thing is we got to keep control over them, the ones that need their help and support the most. That's your impoverished people. The ones that's on the state, that depends on the state and the government the most. Your low to moderate income people. That's why the inner city is falling apart. I like to say it a few times just to help y'all understand. It's the ones in the ghetto. It's your homeless. You're less fortunate. They don't make enough money to pay a regular rent like $1,000 or $1,500. So here comes Steve Copeland with his program. If I know you make between 12 and 15 hours an hour, I already know you can't afford $1,100 a month rent. That's just rent. See, y'all don't think like that because you're doing everything you supposed to do as far as being responsible and being productive. Oh, I ain't worrying about that. I ain't worrying about sleeping on those streets. No, because you are doing all the right things. But it's people out there that need somebody to help them become dependable too. And let me share this with you. I dropped out of school in the 10th grade. My vocabulary is limited. But can you tell? The work I do, you would never believe. You would never believe. I got a 9th grade education. Because you judge a book by its cover. So I go back and I take my own personal experience to basically help others do better. And you know what hurt me the most? My own black people tend to come against me. Because you know why? I challenge you. Show me you are better than anything I can say out my mouth. I didn't realize, like, on TikTok, I only be talking about me, y'all. I be sharing my personal experience. And so many people take it personal. I'm like, what? You hurt my feelings when you talk about this. I'm like, that's not my purpose. That wasn't my goal. But I'm talking about me. But I realized if some people stuck in certain areas in their own life, it will make them personally feel like Steve talking about them. And I'm like, no, I can't keep trying to correct that when I don't realize for me. Well, you gotta watch the way you say stuff, say stuff. Well, guess what? I see you, I gotta watch what I say. I see you, I gotta watch what I say. I see you, I gotta watch the way I say. I see you, I gotta watch the way I say. Who getting lost right now? So I'm trying to please everybody. My message is not for everybody. I can't adjust to you, because I'm going to lose me. All that mess sound good. That's why I stand firm on my own. Let me show y'all how great the people is I got. I share with all of my team. Got them right there together. They all bring their own expertise. I just share with them. Your job is this. Your job is that. It's my job. But you handle this. You handle that. You handle this. You handle that. And if I step in, it's out. As far as with if they feel like they need to bring somebody to Steve, then it went too far. Because I put you in a position to represent me. But you're not representing me. Don't get it wrong. You're representing him. So this is the way he said he wanted done. You is great in this area. Like I was telling my partner Steve, I said, you know what? You're like the sergeant, the drill sergeant. I'm like the father. When they come to me, they know I'm going to pamper it. But then I'm the no nonsense one. So you have to feed them in your way. And once he bring them to me, if he needs to talk with me, because he gave them a suggestion to do something. The same with Wanda. If I tell Wanda to go upstairs and talk to such and such and such, I know Wanda gonna handle it. If I tell Tashawn to go talk to such and such and such and such and such, I know Tashawn gonna handle it. If I give my young men that came in that's volunteering work to do it. Reason why I'm doing that, because if you apply for somebody's job and you working 8 hours a day, you can't go in there and get them 5 minutes and say, oh, I'm going on a break. Or you can't go in there and give them 5 minutes and say, it ain't even an hour went by. So I'm trying to teach them some discipline. When you working for somebody, you can't go in and do what you want. You got to go by their rules. So I'm preparing them. And a lot of y'all miss it. And then you wonder why your children getting fired. Because they're not following. And when I say children, I'm talking about grown-ups too. Because they're not following direction. So when you come with me, I already know you done did your best with them. So now it's my turn because I'm on the outside. I'm somebody that they got to look at. And then I'm like this. I ain't going to be tolerating them. But I might put it in that way. But then I turn around and say, come here, give me a hug. You know I love you. So they know I'm more like daddy. I'm more like unc. I'm more like their grandfather. The 2-year-old in the house showing her little butt. I said, come here. She hiding behind her mother. I said, come here. I said, give me a hug. She came over to me and I hugged her and I said, you gotta stop that. Because I went into my granddaddy mode. When she ran to me, she wanted me to pick her up and hold her. Her mother and father right there. But I'm like granddaddy. But for me, I have to back up some because I'm not granddaddy. A lot of times I show y'all children that y'all don't want in your house love. They the one will call you and make you think Mr. Steve did, Mr. Steve that. No, Mr. Steve is trying to teach, instill what you put in them. Get them to live accordingly to the morals and values and principles that your mama instilled in you or your daddy. I'm only giving back to them what Barbara Jean taught me. My mother taught me that men take care of their responsibilities. So women, if you feel like you trying to tell a man or a boy how to be a man, and he is a man, but you telling that man who don't do nothing to make sure you're taken care of and your family, you're talking to a boy. When you working and you providing for your household and your man really ain't got to get up and do this, you got a boy. You got a boy. Because a man takes care of his responsibility other than smacks or sex. Long as he hitting that thing right, he all right. He ain't got to do nothing. I'm going to make sure he right. I'm going to that. That's your fault. But you won't take nobody like me who's productive, who's strong, who help other individuals, who help men to become men, to help women to be more independent because there's no man there to help her. But I'm the problem. Yeah, listen to the way you talking. Oh, well, excuse me. Am I saying something wrong? That's how you want me to talk, miss? Bye. Because you won't control this one right here. Now, let me get back to this. Not to throw y'all off. Because I have to stand firm, y'all. Only thing I'm saying, you know, I'm a man. I'm a man. I'm a crybaby too. Y'all know all that. Y'all know I'm a crybaby. But I had to I have to learn to stand on my morals, my values, my principles, basically from what I believe in. So don't let me go to scripture. Because I keep trying to tell y'all, number one, I'm a deacon. So I was taught what a deacon's supposed to do. I was taught my position. Just because I say I'm a deacon, don't get it wrong. I had to understand what my purpose or mission, or just like my pastor, he he I represent the church as a whole. I represent Christ. So my pastor is the overseer, so I represent the pastor because I'm next in line to be one. That's if God tell me to go that route or the Holy Spirit. So let me finish this right here, okay? And I love it. I'm telling you, I love it. Because one thing, a lot of times we do stuff and we don't really realize why we're doing it. It's not that I'm trying to be smart. I don't care to be on a lot of y'all chaos and confusion platforms because I see how y'all use people too. And then you want to talk about the white man when you got your brothers and sisters up there arguing with each other to make you money. And I'm looking right at you. But you want to point the finger at the white man. But you over there on Twitter, right? Getting up, getting them to throw you blues and blue, because all of that, Twitter gets the money and you get a percentage. You are using your own people. But then you'll turn around and tell your people, look what the white man doing to you and the white man doing to that. A lot of y'all is a bunch of Uncle Ruckus or Ruckus or whoever's. I watch y'all. That's why a lot of times I don't come on your live streams. Because you know different than the white man. You playing your freaking people. You playing your people, suckers. Y'all are suckers. Now that's Steve. When I watch you playing your people, come on, I'm gonna cut the comment off, cause y'all ain't sending me no elephants and stuff like that. Because what you doing, you financially gaining off of people's pain and misery with the chaos and the confusion. You let somebody come like me on here to teach you and help you better understand a different way. You rather keep them trapped. What's up? I don't play that. I don't mind coming on, right? But when I can talk about me, I notice when I talk about structure, I will sit there and watch y'all let people go chaos and confusion for about a half an hour. Now I'll sit there and won't say nothing. The moment I open up my mouth, you'll mute me. because you know I'm gonna come in with structure, but you will mute me. And I watch the poor people come in. Oh yeah, they over there talking about this, they talking about that. Yeah, I'm gonna go over there with them. Because that goes to show me how miserable your life is. You don't have peace in your life. So what I can do, if I come on your platform, I will mute up and just listen. Because I talk well, but I come with discipline. I come with structure. I come with solutions. That's why our politicians don't like when I come to the town hall meetings and stuff. Because I can basically tell them what we can do to slow things down or put a stop to it. I used to live a certain way of life. That's why I tell y'all I have 32 years clean. And basically what I'm telling you, I used to live that destructive life. I be telling y'all, my goal was to be one of the biggest hustlers by the time I turned 26. It didn't work. So I ran stuff. Y'all don't get it. But if you know about the streets and the game, that's why that's why certain people, somebody younger, when I say nephew, I say it because I am an OG. I'm just retired. When you feel like you need to want to tell me at 63 how I need to live at 35, I'm like, dang, I'm 63. I used to be 35. I passed that. You right there. You cannot tell a 63-year-old how to live at 63 because you're not 63. You can tell that 63-year-old how to live at your age of 35. But until you get 63, you'll understand. And I listen to y'all talk trash. Like y'all old, y'all this, y'all that. Yeah, I'm old, but I ain't dumb. I'm wise. A lot of the stuff I used to do, I just don't do no more. I can sit here and I can listen to guys in their 30s and 40s. When you talking about using your wing to judge your manhood, I hear you. I remember being there. I remember being there. So I can just about tell you where you at, the age-wise. I sit here, a lot of y'all talk about sleeping with this one, sleeping with that one, and I tell y'all I had 8 women at one time and a wife. Huh? You was no, but see, y'all players, right? I didn't realize the disrespect I was doing. And that's why when I hear y'all, I can relate. And it's not to judge you, because we got to go through what we got to go through, to understand, like, we learn from it. So I learned from it, and I just don't want to act like that today, because I'm older now. Yeah, sometimes I go in my head, I'll hook up real nice. I look like I'm like, I gotta get my teeth right. Because I'm a handsome man. But I told one of my clients today at the house, I have to help women understand, just because you in my housing program, and she's a nice looking young lady, right? I said, please don't ever get it mixed. My goal is to help you, not hurt you. You get what I'm saying? I said, that ain't hard for me to get. She got like 2 kids. But I want her to know, you pay your way. Don't sit up here and think one day I give Mr. Steve some boopity boop boop, right? I ain't got to pay. That's a damn lie. Because number one, you ain't telling nobody, Mr. D did this. I'm like, no. And I told her, out of all the years I've been doing this, I have to explain to the females, I do not want your body. That's not why you here. My goal is to help you get your life back in order. You don't have a man that's in your life that's helping you with you and the kids. So my goal with that woman is to help her get to the point where she can be real independent, because she's already independent, but she's focusing more on state and government funding. No, what do you want to do Like I got one young lady, she wants to be a CNA. I talked with a nurse. She said, "Oh, we got programs that'll pay for that." I have a kitchen in my building. I'm going to get it to the point where we can teach culinary classes out of there. That'll be under my umbrella. I have a beautician that's coming in. I have a room where she can wash hair and stuff. So the goal is I want her to start volunteering to do the women's hair. And then some that wants to get into cosmetology school or beautician school, once she get her license where she could train them, she can train them from the building. I got a barber that's coming in. I put him in a room. He's volunteering to cut the less fortunate hair and stuff like that. But somebody that wants to get into barber school, he can start training the ones that's in the building to become licensed. I got a mechanic. Whatever classes he need to teach, I got a room that I set up like a school. Because it starts with me and my staff to make sure we provide the proper service for you. To turn your life around, to become more independent. I got another one. I'm asking people, but what I do an intake. I do an intake on you. Thank you, baby. I do an intake because I gotta know what you want, how it is, so I know how to work with you. That's why I sit there like this and I shut my mouth. Because if I'm always talking, I don't better know how to serve you. So I have to shut up. And I'm teaching my staff the same. Listen to the individual. They're going to tell you what's going on. Watch the behavior. They're going to show you what's going on. I got a female in my place that's clingy. They don't want her in the office near me. She's clingy. She wants that daddy. She wants that love. Already know it. So this is what I told her. I said, we're going to take a walk, like around the block and stuff. She's pregnant. And I told her this, I don't want you doing this. I don't want you doing that. So she'll come because she's looking for daddy. So what I got to do is get women because she told me about like her and her mother didn't have a good relationship. So I have to get the women to like, work with her and embrace her, build up her self-esteem. She was beat down mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So if I'm steady running off at my mouth, how can I help you if I don't listen to you? You get on that. You get on that. When I come in here, I don't want nobody to come and say nothing to me unless it's getting out of hand. And if I gotta step up to say something, your butt gonna be in trouble. See, that's the way I had to carry it, because it's more like that daddy thing. You know what I mean? That figure, right? But they know me. They know my heart. They know I'm a whiz. So I have to put people in front of me that will play a certain role. But they know when they come to Steve, they want to be pampered. A lot of them don't have fathers. They don't have positive role models in their lives. A lady called me, y'all. She said, I need a man to teach my son how to be a man. I said, send him to me. I said, I got him. Can he pay for his bed? That's all. Send him in. Because it's not just me. Don't get it wrong. God put a team here. I have a team. I have a team. If your room not clean, They're going to teach you how to keep your stuff clean. When you come in my office, I got a kitchen area that Wanda fixed up. I told her I want every kitchen to look similar because the goal is they got to see it so when they move on their own, they know how to keep their apartments clean. I got a guy that's going to come in and teach him how to cut grass, teach him how to do the trimmings, the grass, the trimming and all. We're going to teach him. So if you living in somebody's rental property, you can take care of the property. If you buy a house, you're going to have to cut your own grass. You're going to have to trim your own bushes or you're going to pay somebody. So the thing is, when you're still young, we can teach you this stuff so you'll know how to do it yourself. So I have to line people up. That's how God told me to do stuff, to teach you how to be more independent. See, a lot of y'all, everybody wasn't called to do certain things. It's not about me. If you hear me say I, the only reason why I say I, because I had to learn to humble myself to allow God to use me. And y'all miss it every time. That's his ego and his pride. No. I had to become self-centered. I had to become self-centered. I had to study. I had to learn about Steve and become selfish and self-centered to become selfless. Did I miss you? It had to become all about me first to know what I want and what I like so that I can give it back to you. Y'all miss it. I tell people that knows me, I said, you know what I'm doing? I sponsor men and women. I sponsor men and women. I sponsor men and women. I've been clean for 32 years, so I'm a sponsor. I take you through the whole 12-step process and traditions. That's the structure in your life. But I'm considered as a life coach when it comes to my clients. I'm sponsoring my clients. I'm only giving them back what was given to me. And a lot of y'all closed-minded blockhead people misses it. I'm just being smart right now. I'm only giving back what was taught to me by my predecessors. A guy called me today about returning citizens. I said, I got the bid. Can they pay the $600 for the bid? If you working with the prison and they have funding where they could pay for their living space for like 3 to 6 months, and they could pay that $600, say 600 times 3. They giving me 3 months for them to live here. They already paid the money. So the goal is to get you in, hurry up and get you together where I can put you into something permanent, like a low income place. The goal is to help you get a job too. That's all I need you to do, pay for the bid. Because it's overhead, right? Once you pay for the bid, I know what type of profession that you want to do. Rather it's truck driving, because you got to make money once you leave my program. I want you to be independent where you can pay your way because of the money financially that you are making. Already know a certain amount of money that a man needs to make to feel to be able to take care of himself. And if he have children on the side, now if you got about 10 or 20, then you in trouble. And then wonder why child support coming after you. But you so busy talking about, yeah, I got 20 kids because you bragging on your bling bling. But I know you ain't taking care of all your 20 kids. And I ain't talking about financially. Are you hugging them? Are you holding them? Are you embracing them? See, y'all think it's all about the money part, which it is. It's expensive to take care of just one child. I'm a father. It's expensive to take care of one. And then you want to brag about having 20. And I know you're not embracing them. You're not holding them. They're not feeling that love and that compassion and that warmth within you. No amount of money can pay for that. And that's where a lot of y'all problems are at. Because you thinking finances pay for love. No. I'm 63 years old. Can't even tell you if my father living or not. Do you realize the emptiness I feel inside sometimes? So I have to look at my mother because she felt that void, but it's a void that's missing here. So when I hear a child talk about their parent or something like their father, not showing them no love, not showing them no attention, you know that little kid in me be hurt at 63 years old because I feel it. But y'all are telling me, oh, don't worry about that. You don't want to worry about it, but when them feelings kick up, it's like, oh my God, what I'm going to do? Everybody not strong-willed like you may be. Everybody not like that where they can just let stuff go like that. You know what I mean? And I admire that. Don't get it wrong, because some people don't, they don't. Y'all are good. I like that. Some of us got to do work to get there. And that's where people like myself is understanding. And it's a way, as far as working with you, to help you release that, where you're not carrying it all day and stuff like that. That's where the work come in at. It's easy for some people to just let it go. But then it takes some to do the proper work to let it go. And when I said that, the first thing popped in my head was strengthening. Strengthen the community. Listen to what I said. That's the name of the LLC. Strengthen the community. So it's basically building back up in the community. So you have to have programs, maintenance programs or programs, intervention programs. Because when you're building up, people have to walk through a process. That's not something that happened overnight. So my thing is, I tell people, give me like 3 to 6 months. Come in. I got to see you do the work. I got to see you taking the steps. I got to see you taking the steps. Right? I got to see you paying your stuff on time. Is your room clean? Is you cooking dinner? Is you cleaning up after yourself? Are you bathing the kids right? See, I got people that's going to observe you for all of this. Do we need to send you to a therapist even though you have a PRP? Do I need to send you to a psychiatrist even though because they understand more better on the brain side of stuff than I do. I'm not educated in that area, but I will lead you just close enough. This is what God told me to do, and guide you to the professional, because I am not certified in certain areas, but I am good enough to help you build the courage and the confidence back in yourself, where you will go and possibly be honest to whoever trying to help you, live a more productive way of life. And if somebody tell me, like your PRP telling me that you're not doing what you're supposed to do, you and I are gonna have a talk. So anybody that I hire, because that's what I do, refer you out. For a lot of y'all don't realize it. Referring clients to somebody else is giving them business. That's like a contract. You giving them business. So you want to make sure anybody that I use, you have to show me your paperwork and everything. If you don't have a portfolio, you can't show me your stuff, I can't use you. If you don't understand HIPAA laws, now mind you, I'm housing But when I refer my clients, I need to see your credentials. So I'm going to tell you, come and talk with me and bring your stuff. Show me who you is, because I got to make sure you certified. And not only that, because you have people on Medicaid, right? It's the medical assistance. What happened? It's the medical assistance that pays for your for their services. So if I call you in and you bill medical assistance, saying that I was over at the Latanya D. Copeland House of Hope and I serviced 5 clients, you got their names, their insurance information. Say like Medicaid called me, and they say, well, did Miss Such and Such, the PRP, come in and serve your people these days? Your name on the list? The people that you serve, yes. See, I can vouch for that. Not if not just me, check this out, my staff. Because my goal is to just make sure everything is running right and in order and decency. So I have an operation director. That's the title I gave him. His goal is to make sure everything is running right. I have a female, a couple of them, that I call my community outreach coordinators. One I call my community outreach coordinator director. So basically, that's her job to make sure she oversee the women. When it come to us getting ready to do, I'm gonna say like fundraising or community events, I already know she can handle everything. But see, when we start doing that, because this is a housing program, everybody going to come together and play a part. Because it's going to take more than one. Once she planned it, how she wanted it done, we sit down, we talk, we get the volunteers to come in, do what we do. Because now it's not just the housing part of it, we serve in the community as a whole. This is what God called me to do. And if y'all want to say that's an ego, pride, he this, he that, that's fine. That's your stuff though. It ain't me. I'm telling you, call me. I told him plenty of times. Me and God had a conversation. I said, why you open up my eyes? Why to this and to that and to this and to that? Because now that I'm made aware of stuff, I can't run now. I can't hide because of who I serve. So I'm gonna go back to this. It say, which I'm gonna do it again just in case somebody came up. What does God say about being a warrior? What does God say? Now, watch what I said. I didn't say Jeremiah. I didn't say Moses. I didn't say Paul. I didn't say Luke. I didn't say John. I'm saying what did God say, not what they said. Now, this is just people that write stuff down, but kind of separate from what God says. Whenever Moses, David, and all of them, the Holy Spirit, y'all got to understand, inspired them the same way he's doing me to share my experience, strengths, and hopes on how he used me. Y'all be missing the whole thing. They only sharing with y'all what they eyewitnessed or how God did certain things with them and how he can use you. Now, it say, okay, in a metaphorical sense, remember that part, God encourages individuals to be warriors. What did I just say? In their spiritual lives, fighting against temptation, sin, and doubt. This involves personal battles, not physical ones, and focus on maintaining a strong relationship with God through prayer, faith, and righteous living. I was telling somebody the other day or a while back, when you are studying, when you are reading the Bible, that's God's way of talking to you. I can take it and tell you, well, the Bible said this, the Bible said that. But you have to see it for yourself. Because you might not see what I'm saying. But I can only tell you what God said to me and how he wants me to behave and live my life. That's why I have to go back to me, because it's personal for the individual. Then it goes on to say elaboration, what it's telling you. Basically, some of the is giving you like the signs or indications, or it's explaining your behavior. Spiritual warfare. The Bible uses the language of warfare to describe the struggles of believers against evil influence. For example, Ephesians, it's going to point to the scripture now. 6:12 speaks of wrestling against spiritual forces. So if you don't get it, understand this. The physical is the body is always at war with the spirit. They always at war with each other. You can call it the devil if you want, but it's this that wants to do what it wants to do when it wants to do it. But it's that spiritual man that has to tell us no. No. You can't do this, Steve. You can't do that. You can't have that extra piece of cake, Steve. You know you're a diabetic. You can't have 4 and 5 girlfriends, Steve. Matter of fact, you ain't even married, so you shouldn't be having sex out of wedlock, Steve. Go find your wife if you want to have bookie bookie with. You read the Bible just like I do. That's what he telling. But then you sleeping around with 10, 20, 30 women, right? And then you want to preach to somebody else because then look, you sleeping around with 20, 30 women, but that woman might be sleeping with another woman, or that man might be sleeping with another man. But oh, they're not as bad as you because at least you sleeping with a woman. No, you sinning. You still sinning. You sinning. But now you like, well, my sin ain't like their sin. You justifying. I'm talking about me. But it might seem like I'm talking about you. Because if that's what you're doing, then hey, that's your stuff. Okay. The spiritual warfare, right? Internal struggles. This war is primarily what I say. When I say the flesh, it says internal. So you got to look at basically the flesh is at war with the spirit. I had to learn to tell myself no. You can't do this, Steve, or you can't do that, Steve. Or I had to learn to practice some self discipline, control over my flesh. That's why it says when it say internal, we might look at it as saying internal spiritually, because that's where the courage and the confidence come in at, of telling this no. Because it's the flesh that wants what it wants, what it wants. Y'all look at sin. Sin is just disobedience towards the truth. When you know the 10 Commandments, but when you know the 5 books of Moses are the laws of the land, how he want us to live. If he tells you don't sleep with your neighbor's wife or daughter or something like that, and you sleep with your neighbor's wife or their daughter, you disobeyed the word. That was wrong. Real simple, that was wrong. That's your neighbor. That's all he's saying. Why would you sleep with your neighbor's wife? That's his wife. Why would you sleep with your neighbor's daughter? Because if y'all friends, it's like, or say brothers and sisters, right? If y'all family, you sleeping with, well, you cool with your neighbor. I'm trying to find the proper words. And you sleep with your neighbor daughter. You disrespecting your neighbor or son. That's the stuff when he say don't sleep with your neighbor's, wife, daughter, whatever, son. That's all. It's just being disrespectful. That's what sin is. Sin is disobedience towards God. If God tell us what not to do in his word and we do it anyway, we just disobeyed God. His word. God is his word. So for me, when I know the truth of the word and I go against it, I'm rebelling against like my father because that's his word and he's talking to me. And he already know from time to time I'm going to go. I'll be like, Lord, please forgive me. And I'll go do what I do. But a sin is not a sin until you do it. You have to commit it in order for it to be a sin. You can think about certain things, but you haven't acted. Once you act, now you committed the act. That's where a lot of people get confused at. I can think any way I want because it happens. Some thoughts come. I don't want it to come. It's how you shoot it out or you don't respond in a negative way to it. So now internal struggles, that's what it was talking about. God's power. God is portrayed as a powerful warrior who fights for his people and provides the necessary strength and resources for spiritual battles. It's a spiritual battle. So a lot of times when I'm the one, now when I say I have to look at me, but because I am a speaker, a voice for the voiceless, and I am with other civil rights groups that fights for your civil rights, equal rights, and constitutional rights. Because I don't care what your color is. And that's something y'all need to stop. Because black people aren't the only people that's being discriminated against or race. Okay? Basically, they take advantage of the weak, the poor, because y'all are depending more on the state and government for resources. The goal is to help you to become more independent, where you won't have to rely on food stamps, where you won't have to rely on low rent income places. When you working for a company and you making well over $20, 9 times out of 10 that company will offer you life insurance, 401k, retirement, and all of that. That's not social service. But you have to have more of a career-minded job making well over 15 for that company to cover those things for you. You the one making that company money to keep that business to keep that business going. If it wasn't from you, the employee, your employer would not be a millionaire, would not be a billionaire, would not be almost a trillionaire. It's the employees that done the work to help them get where they at because they believe in their vision. Y'all didn't realize that? When I spoke out on the $15 minimum wage, I realized that. It's your employees that believe in your vision for your company to grow like it does. And you just provide the service. So it's the people that made Elon Musk corporation worth over 400 billion, and other companies that's with him. That's what Steve doing with other guys that I talk to, and women. I'm sorry, y'all. When we talk about building or collaborating together, we're building a corporation of blacks. The same way Elon Musk, the same way Bill Gates. It's other companies that believed in their vision and they came in with their part and they just blew. They just grew up like that, blew up. I share that with people all the time. God's power, the armor of God. Believers are encouraged to put on the armor of God, which represents protection against the attacks of evil and includes truth, righteousness, peace, faith, and salvation, and prayer. Courage and strength. The Bible emphasizes the importance of courage. Do I display courage? Confidence? That y'all call pride and ego? Oh, yeah. See, y'all say stuff that you see in me, but y'all will twist it to make it look like I'm this evil, nasty person. Or I think I'm better than. No, no, no. Believers are encouraged to put on the armor of God, which represents protection against the attacks of evil and includes truth, righteousness, peace, faith, salvation, and prayer. This is the type of stuff that I have to read to encourage me, to motivate me, to inspire me, because I'm doing the best I can to serve him, not man. I have to learn to win favor in God first. Make sure me and him okay. And then man will see it. But it's him first. And then man. God first. And then man. Read Proverbs. Proverbs 3, 1 through 6. It'll tell you that. Win favor in God. And then man. A lot of times what we have a tendency of doing, we want to win favor in men and women first. And then God. If I find myself doing that, trying to win your approval, I'm like, no, Steve, you twisting it up. And one thing I know, I cannot satisfy everybody. Just like I got two people looking at me. Somebody need to hear what I'm saying. Out of the one. It might be somebody in the background I don't see. But by me opening up my mouth, somebody need to hear it somewhere. They might not be saying nothing to me. But see, what this did, me reading this right here helped me to understand that I am walking on the path that Christ called me to do. Listen, I just want to make sure I wasn't reading the same things to repeat it again, right? But still, if I do, bear with me. What kind of person is a warrior? Warriors generally are associated with two kinds of courage: the ability to fight, to protect themselves, and setting goals and developing strength. I gotta do that again. Cause y'all will make me feel like everything I'm doing to encourage and motivate because of my personal experience and giving it back to others. Warriors generally are associated with two kinds of courage. This is what I'm displaying, women. When you say you want a man to be a man, but then when you turn around and tell me it's my ego and my pride, make up your freaking mind what you want. But you show me when you do that, you don't know what you want in that man. Because you'll have one that's doing it, but then you will turn around and badmouth them because you can't control them the way you want. Why I want to change them? And that's the same way with the men. When you got a woman that's powerful and confident, you need to build up your thing. Because you got a strong will-minded woman. She just wants you to be able to be stronger than her, but not dominate her. What kind of person is a warrior? And I'm saying this for our men. You supposed to be kings. You supposed to be rulers. You are a fighter. You are a winner. When you have or you representing your family, when you're representing other, like with me, just helping other people motivate, encourage them, right? But you the one got to be straight first in order to help somebody else. If you don't know, talk that Gucci knowledgeable bull junk with somebody else. Because you have knowledge research wise, but you don't apply what you have knowledge and research wise when a person like me can only come and tell you, I don't do research, I don't study like that. I share from a level of personal experience. Where you think your research come from? Somebody else's experiences that they documented to teach you how to study, how to read this. Somebody else had to put it there. Y'all don't get it. Okay. The kind of person, what kind of person is a warrior? Warriors generally are associated with two kinds of courage. Courage, confidence. You can or you will get it mixed up with ego and pride. Being arrogant. That's because you're labeling me, not realizing the person that he is. You're labeling me because you want to degrade me. And I can't allow you to do that because you're speaking against my character of who I am. I'm a loving, caring, kind, considerate man. I can also be a rotten, no good son of a sea biscuit if I choose to live that rotten life. That's the makeup of the person. I'm talking about my character, my personality. I'm talking about me that has a good side and has a negative side of my character. That does not make me a bad person. It just makes me the type of man that tends to practice some unhealthy behaviors. Y'all get it mixed up because that's your way of wanting to label people. So the reason why I'm saying it because I have to not do you like that. When I want to turn around and label you like that, I'm like, stop, Steve, stop. Because you practicing a negative way of life, it really, if you don't want to turn it, then I know you're hurt about something. And that's normally that wall of protection that we put up. Where we angry, where we frustrated, because we only gonna allow you so far because we've been hurt. So that's that wall of protection. I already know that. Because when you come in my life, the goal is when I spot that wall is to help break it down. And this is what I teach my staff. Some things not going to change overnight, so it's a process. But if I feel in my spirit, because you bucking us too much, that you might end up swinging on somebody, or you might end up hurting somebody else that's in the room you with, I can't keep you there because I have to watch out for their protection as well, mainly yours. So the goal is not to toss you out, but to put you somewhere safer, even if I have to sign you away. I can do that because of the business. I can do emergency petition and get you signed away. That's why people, that's not landlord tenant. Y'all be like, oh, you gotta go get him evicted. You gotta do this. No, that's not how it works with transitional housing. If you don't understand the process. Now, if I say I give you 14 days, I'm giving you 14 that you have to vacate. It's how you use your words. It's not an eviction. It's to vacate. If it get to the point I got to do an eviction on you, yeah, now I got to go through the process, the court process. But I'll use the word vacate. So I'm giving you 14 days to go find you somewhere else to go. So you start finding somewhere else to go. You got 14 days. Why wait around and then the last day, I can't find a way to go? I just gave you 14 days. How about 7? I just gave you a week. How about 72 hours? Now I gave you 3 days to get out. And if I feel like you're a danger to me, well, yourself first, that you might harm the other clients or me, bye. You gotta go now. Because I can't keep you there and allow you to act out on that negative behavior and harm other people. But if I feel like you're such a danger like that, then I have to do what I have to do to protect everybody. Do I want to put you out? No. No. So that's why I have to stand firm on what I do, not based around what you think, from what I've been experiencing with other clients. So this time when I run across certain situations, I have to make sure that it's covered better. So, because everybody, you learn from your mistakes with people. So I don't want to go too far without too far now. But now look, check this out. Now I'm still here where it talks about the two kinds. With two kinds of courage, the ability to fight to protect themselves. That's number one. And it's not really talking about this. It's not talking about that. If it get to that, then that means it's out of hand, right? Setting goals and developing strength. This type of stuff, I said I was going to post around the building because people have to read certain things and start believing in it. You got to feel it spiritually and start believing in it. So I said some things I'm going to download where I can have it posted where if you walking around or you downstairs in the activity room and I'm doing a presentation or I'm doing, because I will be talking too. I do that. But I will be sharing the things with you step by step in how to improve your life. So do any one of y'all feel like you need to come and tell me how to do what God called me to do as a sponsor, as a person that helps others turn their lives around? Do you want to come and tell me? And when I tell you I've been doing it for 32 years now, I'm only giving back. What part you don't understand? What was freely given to me. I have done the work and I'm steady doing the work. Basically, what I'm doing is helping you to live by some morals, value, and spiritual principles, helping you to understand what it is to love, be compassionate, caring. It's okay to cry, When you see me cry, oh, he weak, oh, he this, oh no, you should ask me about once I cry, ask me how I feel after that. The stress that's released. See, y'all look at it in a negative way. Now, I had to look up these words because I'm telling you, thank you, Joey, for sending me this. Thank you. A warrior. What does it mean if someone calls you a warrior? So you say you know yourself, right? You know where you came from, right? You know your purpose as a man, right? And a woman too. But I'm just a man. So I have to speak from that point. A warrior is someone who is ready to fight for what is important to him. A warrior is someone who is ready to fight for what is important to him. I try my best to stand firm on what I believe. I already know what it is to be crooked. I already know what it is to be, I'm going to say evil, nasty, stuff like that. I already know what it is because I used to be like that. So I try to stand firm on spiritual morals, values, and principles, my integrity. A lot of times y'all don't realize this. When you say certain things against my morals, values, and principles, right then and there, you let me know you're a sellout. You don't realize it. But when you trying to tell me to what how God has built me with positive morals, values, and principles, you trying to sway me, then I know you the sellout because you're not standing firm on what you believe. So you're selling yourself short. It ain't me. It ain't me. Because I have to stand firm on my stuff. A warrior is someone who is ready to fight for what is important to them. That can be taken as literally or figuratively as you want. Attention, often, I want to make sure I say this word right. Attributive synonyms of warriors. A person engaged or experienced in warfare. I'm trying to make sure I say it right because it looked like broadly. A person engages in some struggles or conflict. Probably, I gotta watch it because I ain't gonna pronounce this right. But look, it's basically talking about the conflicts that we tend to have. What we like because I stand firm on what I believe. What I believe might not be what you believe, but where the conflict coming at you trying to push your beliefs on me, and you don't have to do that. That's all I be trying to tell people. Whatever you believe, and with hey, Maxwell, whatever you believe and what you do, you stand on it. That's for you. Because my thing is, I don't want you to be a sellout. Because what we have a tendency of doing to be with the in crowd, we want to be like them, so we'll sell our soul to be part of. If you don't like me, I just don't keep. That's fine. It's nothing I can do. Mainly when I know you don't know me, and it's like, what did I do? Nothing. They just mad because you are you. And once I realize you are mad because Steve stand firm on his 8 toes, and I try not to be wishy-washy, you don't like it. Know why? Because you wishy-washy. So don't put me in your category. Stand firm on your toes. If you have 10 toes, if you have 12 toes, stand firm on them because that's you. You don't let nobody dictate to you about you. How to be. How do you become a warrior? Well, how do you become a warrior spirit? Then it tells you to dedicate time each day for spiritual practice. Resign in senses. I have a tendency, and I'm gonna make sure I say the word right because if I pronounce it wrong, like I said, please forgive me. Um, Resign in the senses, right? So it's basically when I was down the building, I couldn't wait to get home. And the reason why I couldn't wait to get home because I was coming into my spiritual comfort zone. So I had to get away from everybody because they was coming with, Mr. Steve this, Mr. C that, Steve this, Steve that. And I'm like, whoa. Because if I put you in position to do something, whatever choices you make, I'm all right with. It's like, don't bombard me because I gave you a task to do. You're me. You're me. So I couldn't wait. Once I realized everything was like this, after we did what we did through the day, the goal was to come home where I'm in my spiritual zone now. I'm in my safe place to bring it down. And it's just me and him. Because right now, what he's doing, he's preparing me if I live to see later when I go back down to the building. It's a new day. It's a new attitude. It's a different way. Stay humble. I'm like, I don't know. Oh God, I build up your emotional endurance. I'm like, I don't know. I'm a crybaby, blah, 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 blah. But that's me being real with me, and it's keeping it real. Even though I'm a crybaby, I have to look at it like this. I am a Pisces, and my feelings and emotions is like this. That's just the fish in me. That's just that. But when I cry, and if I read up about my feelings and emotions as a Pisces, it will describe everything I do because that's what a Pisces is. Now, a person that knows about the signs and stuff, they will understand why I'm so emotional because that's the sign of the fish, the Pisces. And it's like my feelings but the goal with that and me saying all of that, I have to learn to have control over it. And what I mean when I say that, not to act out in a destructive way, because some people act out in a violent way when they caught up in their feelings and their emotions. They don't mean to, but they might do something destructive. So that's why when y'all hear me say stuff like it's okay for a man to express himself how he feel, I just don't want you to turn around and like beat on a woman or go out there and tear something apart because that ending result for that can be prison or the ground. And then you'll tell yourself, what did I do? You'll start telling yourself like I should have, could have, would have walked away and blah blah blah. Well, see, that's when you're not thinking, and then you regretting what you done to get you where you at. So that's why I try to teach men and women and help mainly the men to understand it's okay. Let it out. When I cry, if you see me crying, at least I'm not busting a hole in the wall. At least I'm not breaking up stuff. Let me get it out the best way I can. Oh, he felt weak to his feelings and emotions. Yes, I did. But what did I do anything destructive, harmful to myself? or you. That's the part y'all miss. That's why the Couch Conversation show is about keeping it real. Why do I have to lie to y'all? That's your mess. So these are things that for me, I can feed my clients, right? To help them better deal with certain things, their feelings and emotions, basically, in a more positive way. Now, this talks about examples in the Bibles, right? Numerous biblical figures such as David, Joshua, and the prophets are depicted as warriors, both physically and spiritually. So you know what God is telling me basically when I read this? You just remind me, Steve Copeland, of David, Joshua, the prophets. You are a fighter. My mouth is my biggest weapon against corruption, against evil. I tell y'all that. But y'all look at me as the evil one. No, I war against evil. Who are you? Why are you here? I know my job. What is your name? That's the spiritual conversation I had with evil. I had to learn my position, my calling. I don't share this with a lot of y'all. But if you come around me and sit with me and you on that spiritual note and not in your head, you be like, okay, okay, I got it. I get it. Because you're too busy trying to figure out what I'm saying. And before I can close my mouth or finish saying what I'm saying, you got the answer. So that's how I know you hear. You don't hear me here. You listening, but you listening here. But when you never let me finish, oh, cause you talk too long. But basically, what you're doing before I can give you the answer or the answer is completed, you want to come in with yours. So I said, okay, go ahead, talk. Cause you trying to answer my stuff with your stuff. So I said, okay, talk. Finish telling me what I'm saying. And you never catch it. You steady running off at your mouth. Not letting it hit you, boom. Oh, that's right. That's why I told Joey, I said, when we do the talk show and we talking about certain things like Wednesdays or Mondays, the mental health day, right? At least give a person 3 minutes to talk. Don't let nobody interfere with that person. Because people want to come in and try to fix it. A lot of times they don't need fixing. They just need you to hear them out. They need somewhere where they could vent. And then if you call yourself coming back to fix somebody, this is what you do. I went through the same things. Because what you telling that person, you're not the only one. This what I did to come out of it and stay out of it a day at a time. But you won't do that. You'll start telling what you think, how you feel. And basically what you're doing, you're not giving them a personal experience and a process of recovery to recover from it. You're not doing it. That's why when I come, I will share I was once there. And this is how I was able to work up out of that and stay up out of that a day at a time. Because you got to share your walking process. How was you able to get out? How was you? And some people do like this. Oh, I just let it go. Oh, no, 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 no. It wasn't that easy just to let it go. For some. And then when a person said, well, what was the process of letting it go? Well, I just let it go. No, what was the process of letting it go? And then it'll hit you and be like, God dang it. Now I got to share with you the process a day at a time that it took me to actually stop and stay stopped, even if I stumbled a few times. But eventually, I came out and I stayed out. And if you steady running off at your mouth, a person going to ask you, but you won't. If you don't catch it, you won't share that process, like what you had to do to eventually work out of it and stay out of it, because you just missed it. That's why I pay close attention. Examples in the Bible, not just for the men. While the imagery may be traditional, male centric, the call to be a warrior is for all believers, regardless of gender, to actively engage in the spiritual battle of life. You know what I just thought about when I read that right there? You know how they say women ain't supposed to preach and all that type of stuff? And then they go quoting certain scriptures, but then God will tell you in the Bible that the women that he used to basically run things, minister, preach, stuff like that. But then you got the egotistic ones that wants to come in and then they'll go to the point where God just called men. No. This is what this just told you. But a lot of y'all will deny it. While the imagery, it says the imagery, while the imagery may be traditionally male centric, because God uses males, but that's us. Traditionally, that's us. Men do this, men do that. He ain't called women to do this, he ain't called women to do that. That's us. Then it goes on to say the call to be a warrior. So you saying a warrior can't be a woman, a fighter. So if you look at it, we're looking at warrior, pastor, preacher, carrying the message, delivering that message to the people, or fighting for the rights of the people. Oh, the women can't do that. The women can't be soldiers. The women can't be leaders. Look what I just read. The call to be a warrior is for all believers. He ain't say just, it's switching it from, yeah, men, but it's all believers. And then it goes to say, regardless of gender. And you know what a lot of people do? Oh, that's a misinterpretation. Blah, 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 blah. What it says. The same way God created man, he created woman. You got some women that can deliver a message better than a man, or get across to a man better than another man. You got some women or men that can reach a woman better than other women. But you got to know where your place at. Because I'm not a woman. So I don't expect. The goal is for me as a man and a leader, I'm going to step in as that protector. I know me. Not no 50-50 of me. It's going to be 100 of me. Or it's going to be 150% of me. Or 200% of me. Because I was taught that a man takes care of his responsibilities. So all this stuff right here, the women pay for dinner and all that, yeah, that's fine and dandy. But if I'm taking you out, or me and you going on a date, if I feel like I need to take you to a 5-star restaurant just to impress you, that's what I'm going to do. Because I want to set a good, I would give it a vision. But guess what? If I take you to a 5-star restaurant, right, then that means if we get married or it goes further, I can't take you to just a McDonald's. From time to time, I need to take you to a 5-star restaurant. That's on them nights with them date nights, them special nights. I was riding past this park with the waterfalls where I used to take my side pieces at. The beautiful sceneries. I was like, man, that was nice. So when I start dating again, I might want to take her to where the waterfalls is at. I might want to take her to College Park, Maryland, or College Park. I might want to take her to Hydesville, to Greenbelt, because it's not Baltimore City. So I want to take her out of the environment. See, y'all talk about dating somebody, she gonna pay for the meals, the 50-50. If I take her to dinner, and if the dinner costs $300, that's why I took her to that restaurant, because I already knew it was going to be expensive. But I wanted to, show her something special. I was just reading your stuff on Publicly Homeless. I was just trying to read it. I'm just telling y'all as a man what Barbara Jean taught me. She taught me men take care of their responsibilities. If I sit here and tell y'all stuff like, you know, I have stepdaughters. I raised them as my daughter. I ain't taking care of no other man kid. That's you. Talking about me. I don't knock it. But if I love the mother and care for the mother, now we're going to become a family. So here it is, you over there with the mother, right? You doing everything with the mother, but it's like the heck with the kids. Get out of here. If I love the mother, I'm loving the kids. Because they mine's now. I don't care about their fathers. Their fathers. I already know that. My ego and pride, hey, you the father. See, I get the two mixed up, like the dad, the father. It's like either way. So I don't, to me, it's like dad, father, they the same. But my stepdaughter, I raised her 2 years before my kids came. To me, that's my daughter. You can't tell me no different. But now that we're older, and I know I've been knowing her father way before she was born. So what I do, I pick with him from time to time. I say, you daddy number two, I'm daddy number one. He be like, cut that out, Steve, cut that out. But we play like that. And I tell y'all men that y'all tend to, I understand. That's you. I didn't mean to go this long, but it was meant for me to come on here and basically share this. Um, the goal was to come on for about 20 minutes. I prayed, and I know it was a reason, but I wanted to share this thing right here. I'm a fighter. For some of y'all that looks at me and you want to judge me, rather than seeing this strong, will-minded man that's doing the best he can to help other people he don't even know. I don't even know. And my kids and my family can't understand, why do Uncle Steve go back out there? Or why is my father out there helping the less fortunate, the poor people? And to be honest with y'all, the only two of my family members speak to me is my son and my daughter. That's not how my mother raised us. But I can't worry about it. You know why? Because I taught them how to be responsible and productive. They have their own children, they live in their own lives. I am so proud of them. But if they want me, they want to talk to me, I'm here. But they made the decision, not me, to back up off of me. I did everything my mother taught me. hmm So now I understand why some of our elderlies who raise the younger generation, they might be in assisted living programs, they might be somewhere, and the family don't even come and see them because they out there living their own selfish and self-centered life. But I have to remind myself, Steve, you did what you were supposed to do. They living a good life. If they chose to come and see you, if they chose to call you, that's fine. It goes two ways. If I choose to call them, that's fine. If I choose not to. Because when I do talk with them, they act like, oh, good day, hi, or hi, dad, son. And then some of them, like my oldest daughter, she mad at me. I can't even tell you why. I don't even know why. But whatever she mad at me for, that's her thing, not mine. I won't know until you tell me. What did daddy do to make you mad? Why you? I won't know if you don't tell me. And you bet not tell me this. Because my mother told me back in the day, you this and that. You harboring your mother's and my stuff from back then? Just come and tell me. That don't belong to you. That belongs to me and your mother. Why are you carrying our stuff? Let it go. Let it go. You mad because of when me and your mother, she was 15, I was 19, or I slept around on her, I did this and I did that, but you don't want me to say, hey, did she tell you that? Hey. But guess what? That stuff like it happens in relationships. Should I beat you down? But see now, remind you, I don't know what you mad about. I'm just saying this to y'all. Because if you got family that got to the point they upset with you, they ain't speaking to you, or like with some of them, my behavior to them was unprofessional. But y'all know me. I raised y'all. Then you gonna sit back and say, I'm crazy when I done taught you the morals, values, and principles and living your life? And now that I'm a community activist because I speak out for people, and my mother was that type of person that took care of the community. She passed away before a lot of y'all got to know her. Me and my oldest brother was talking about that the other day. Mama taught us better than this. As far as family, we was always gathering. Some kind of way we slid apart. So what I try to do is remind myself, you done did your job, bro, by instilling the morals, values, and principles. Now, how you do it, that's on you. I look at y'all and I love the fact that a lot of y'all don't have that. I look at y'all and oh my God, y'all need to stop. I look at my family, right, and I'm looking at how y'all are being so productive. Long as y'all not behind bars, you live in that, you're living your life and stuff happens. I already know that. I already know that. But like I said, it's not to knock it. Y'all are living accordingly to the morals, the values, and the principles. Y'all living your best life. You living your best life. And the only thing I'm doing, going back into the city to help others to live their best life. But I understand too how it's like you must change your old ways of thinking and doing, behaviors and stuff. Because whatever it was to get you in trouble, the goal is we want to help restructure your life. Prayerfully, you won't continue the same behaviors. So I just want to share that with y'all. You can talk to your family members. You can tell them all you want. Don't go over there near that sick dude. Don't do this. Don't do that. And that's fine. They can stay sick because of you. But if you want them to get the proper help that they need, and you've been doing the best you can with them, and they still doing what they doing because they know you are their parent, and they know a lot of the stuff that you saying and doing for them, you supposed to do as a parent. So sometimes you got to send them to outside help. Mr. Steve, this is what a lady called me about her 29-year-old son. She said, I was looking at your stuff. I need you to help guide my son. So this is what I had to tell her. I don't get government money. So people have to pay for their place, their space. Each month, it's an apartment complex. It's a facility. If I was to rent 10 houses at $1,000 per house, say 12, say 15, 5 bedrooms, 2 full baths, or a bath and a half, 4 bath and a half. And I can only put 5 families in there, each room. Not 5 families in each room, but each room will be a personal room. But anyway, what I'm trying to get to, if I had 10, 11 for each, that's the rent or the lease. So we talking around about 11,000, 15,000, 16,000 for the rent itself, for the houses. That's not including gas and electric. That's not including water bill. That's not including cable. Now this is 10 houses that I have to make sure I bring in enough money to operate them 10 houses. Now I have a whole apartment complex that took the place of the 10 houses. So what you do, you make sure, just like if I had regular houses, the rent is paid, the gas and electric taken care of, the water bill straight. Now we got internet. So that's the expenses that it takes to maintain that place. So I have to charge you a certain amount because I'm not getting government funding yet to pay for your bed. Once we get that money, it's like a shelter. But the thing is to restructure your life. So once you come into my house, you're coming into a program. I told them, I said, May the 1st is lockdown. They got 5 more days to act like they can roam the street and do what they want. No. May the 1st is lockdown. So what I mean by that, my operation hours are from 10 to 4. If you don't have a doctor's appointment, if you don't have a job, you're going to get into the programs that we are providing. And it's going to be from 10 to 4 because I'm going to be there. Now, this is where we start teaching you how to become more responsible and productive. That's where the other programs come into. The PRP, the addiction counselor, if we want to have like little presentations or seminar classes, stuff like that. Because the goal is working with this. So between 10 in the morning is my hours to 4, and I'm out of there. Then say like somebody, a PRP or a peer specialist might want to set the hours of 6 to 7 that they can come in and help the ones that missed it from the 10 to 4. You get me? So they can work with them after time. If that's what you're willing to do, you want the office space, I got that for you. I just need you to service the clients. That's all I'm saying. And not just the clients. Once we get it established enough, it'll be for the community as well. Some of the in-house services, where if they sign up for the mental health program, we will provide that for them. You might have somebody in the community, we getting government funding, right? But you got somebody in the community that wants to learn how to cook. So they want to go to culinary school. We get government funding, right? Then they can sign up for the program. Or not just they can sign up for the program, because I'm going to put it out anyway. We got you volunteering your services where you will certify them because you just want to do that. And we got people, not just people in the building, but in the community that wants to go to culinary school, and they can sign up for the free training program to become a chef. Long as my chef can certify them and willing to teach them. That's what that commercial kitchen is there for. That's why when it comes to, like, I can guide you to other programs that gets the money. They're getting the money to pay to serve you. That's all they need is the body. They might have enough funding to train 30 people, but they only have 20. So I can call them to see, can they do this, do that? You got space for this, but you got space because I know you got the money, but you need the body in order to cover that, because they paying you to train 30 or teach 30, but you only doing, so that's where your funding coming at, where that person don't have to come out of their out of pocket. I got an auto mechanic who can certify. I got a lawn care specialist who can teach you, willing to teach you how to cut your grass, trim your trees, do your edges. A lot of people don't know how to maintain their property, but we're going to teach you. We got somebody that's going to teach you. Some people don't know how to separate their whites from their blacks, and I'm talking about their clothes, bleach wise. So if you don't know how to separate and wash your stuff properly, we got somebody there that's going to train you. You don't know how to go and make market, or say like you make market, but you overdo things. So we got somebody that's going to teach you how to budget, how to make market the proper way, where you won't just go spending your money on bull crap. So that's what everything is designed about, strengthening the community, is building back up the community, but teaching people how to be more responsible and productive this time. So May the 1st, that's why I told everybody it's going to be lockdown day, because that's when everything going to start, the business wise. I got a lady that's going to come in and want to teach Bible, her and her husband. I showed her an office. I said, you can use this room right here, which is the conference room. And I said, once we get everything situated downstairs in the activity room, which is, it can be like the little church setting for her. I said, that's you. I ain't got to do it. Her husband is a deacon. I'm a deacon. I know what I was called to do. And he know what he was called to do. And I got real filled. And I looked over at him. He got filled. And we started crying because our goal is to help the people, God's people. I just want the best for the people. But y'all have a way of calling me a rotten no good. But then I hear y'all talk about the white man this and the white man that. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I put my life on the line for God's people, my brothers and sisters. And y'all treat me like I'm the worst thing that ever came in your life. Mm-hmm. This mother, a young lady called me about maybe 6 months ago. She needed help and everything. Now we got the building. So having her mother-in-law called me and was telling me about her stepdaughter and kids. I mean, her daughter-in-law and kids. Turned around, it was the girl with her babies. Then her son in the background said, that's Mr. Copeland on Sheffield. I was like, wow, I was looking for. But anyway, let me make the long story short for y'all, right? I know Dr. K. You know I know. Do y'all know? Now I got the girlfriend and the two kids. I brought her boyfriend in because I was dealing with them in the beginning. But I had to separate them. And I told them that. The mother said she wanted him to go into the detox. But I brought him in. I had to let him go. Because it was her who I was trying to help. But they wanted to come in as a couple. So I figured I'd give him a bid and he volunteered his service. He would do 5 minutes, then he'd disappear. He'll do another 5 minutes. Well, he might not finish up. But he felt like he was doing me a favor. I'm like, what? Well, anyway, a bunch of he said, she said started. Now, mind you, this mother talking to me. She want help with her son. She this and that. She this and that. Dr. K. All of a sudden, I'm this sorry, no good sucker, but bucket to be. I'm like, you know what? You talk. Be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I felt like they played me because he told his mother about Mr. Steve, and the mother played me to get the girl in, and then her son. I said, y'all mother suckers. And now all of a sudden, I'm a snake. I'm this. I'm that. I said, look me up on Google. I said, Google me. Because my reputation speaks for itself. And she was the mother now, and the mother going off at me now. Now, that's not what you was talking about at first. Now I'm this crooked dude. I said, come and see me. Come and see me. Now I got this woman on speaker. She don't realize she laying me out in front of my other business partners. And we talking about moving your son forward in this program. And I tried to tell her, I said, you're on speaker. My business partners is here. We talking about how we can better move your son forward. Now you can have your son back. And I will keep the mother and the two children. Because number one, he was like a third child to her. On her nipples. So now he's out the way. So I will go ahead and do what we need to do for the female and the two kids. Because the man wasn't taking care of his responsibilities anyway. Why you got your family running from house to house? and you call yourself being a man? You ain't even got a decent job to help your family, but I'm your problem? No, look, I'm giving you work. That's all I need you to do. Help keep it cleaned around here. I don't have to actually hire a cleaning company. I got y'all being here for nothing. But my thing is her and them babies. So I said the other day, we at our meeting talking again. So he gonna call me, he gonna crack slick. I said, oh, the real person starting to show up. You talking to an OG, bro. Don't try that gangster mess with me. So I told my partner, I said, say something. So he started calling his name to let him know you're on speaker. The team is here. So I started telling my females to let him know y'all can hear him. Well, I want to talk to Mr. D. I just want to talk. No, you're not, because it's a team of us. You ain't talking with Steve. Bye. So I wanted them to hear your behavior after we call ourselves working with you, and you want to call and talk trash. And your mama too. Because she want to run off at her freaking mouth and tell me how to run this. And that's not being smart. I told her I'll help her son. Then all of a sudden, I'm the bad man. I said, that's where he get it from. That's why his behavior the way it is. She made me think she was this well-rounded mother that her kids this, her kids that, and now I understand where his attitude come from, where his behavior come from, where his girlfriend come from. Because basically, when your parents don't want y'all in their houses, that's because y'all disrespecting your parents. That's why you out. Nowhere in the world I would let my children be out on the streets. To get this said and done. For a lot of y'all that feel like you got children that don't want to listen to you, and I might you okay, we can bring them in the program. Do not tell me if you can't discipline your children because you done your job. You done your job with the morals, values, and principles. So sometimes you too close. So they feel like what you doing is you supposed to do it because you the parent. Get it? Like just understand that. You done your best unless you poison them to act the way they act. But when you put positive information in their lives, like the morals, values, and principles, and they tend to go against them, and I know you did your best with them, and they still being stubborn, sometimes you got to back up and send them to a Mr. Steve. Now it's like I want to say they being recruited, right? I'm trying to think of the little classes that they go to help them get disciplined and structured and stuff like that. But you got to get out the way. You got to get out the way. If you couldn't help them keep their life on the straight and the narrow, because I already know as a parent, we did what we could. So now it's time to let somebody else fill that gap for you. That's where I come in. But don't call me and lay me out because they whining to you. And then you gonna tell me how I need to treat your child when you didn't. When they only doing it because that's the way you taught them. And this woman laid me out. And I got her on speakerphone and everything. They told me hang up. One of my guys said hang up. I said no. Because now I see where the behavior come from. She was embarrassing herself. She wasn't embarrassing me. I see where it's coming from. Now, do I want to continue working with that behavior? Then, number one, he getting high. You can't be in my program getting high. So that was a big no-no. I was going to send him away to get clean and then to have a space for him still. But then when he started doing this, like he trying to tell me what to do with my business and how to run my program, then you don't need to be here. Somebody don't need to be there, either me or you. One of us got to go. So who you think gonna go when you feel like you can tell me what to do with my business, but you coming to me for help and gonna try to tell me then your mother who can't control your life or your father? And my thing is, you don't want them in your damn house, so you sitting up here breaking bad with me because you scared you gonna have to take them back in. You think I don't know it? That's why they out in the streets anyway, for disrespecting you. That's why your grandkids not in your house. And then not only that, your stuff ain't stable, so you about to lose your stuff. So you got to make sure. I know all this from our conversation. You be next to ask for help, because nowhere in the world I would feel comfortable with my child out there just running around, knowing she's sleeping over this place, that place. No matter how, if I'm angry with them, it's like, come home. They are ours. You better stop playing with me. I ain't get this age overnight. Oh, he wrong. Oh, he this. Oh, he that. Huh? Oh, I think my couch conversation show turned off. Oh, I see it. It's still on. So I must have needed to talk. But I'm gonna get ready to go to sleep because we got some meetings in the morning down at the building. Um, I need people financially that wants to see people change, turn their lives around. I have the space to help a lot of people, but I can't bring them in for free because there's bills that need to be paid. And if you got money just sitting somewhere, the bank using your money to do whatever they want. If you want to invest your money, it's still like it's sitting in the bank and get paid off your interest. That's what I need you to do. Because what I do, the money will go back into helping people that don't really have enough money. One young lady says she only get $300 and something dollars. What I'm gonna do with that when the bed is $600 and she got a child? But I'm just saying. Or if she's an individual and she get the 300, because I know if you got a child, you're gonna get more than 300. But it might not go past that 6 or 7. So I already know they can't pay for that room like that. So if I bring you in, the goal is to get you in something cheaper through Section 8 and stuff like that, that you can pay for that. But now keep in mind, if you only getting a certain amount from Section 8, they're not looking for you to stay there that long. That's why they have you sign up for a lot of the workforce development programs. But you the one that don't want to do the extra work to take those classes in order to improve your life so you won't have to live off of social, social service. But actually, when you come into the housing program, I'm going to introduce you to the same process that you have to do the work so that you do not have to rely on state and government funding. I already know you can't afford to pay $1,100, a $900 rent. If you can pay the 6, save up the 3. Try to spend as less as you can. Just save up. Because when it's time for you to move out, my goal is to get you into something cheaper. And I have to, with some people, go by your budget. So if you're working and everything, right, and for the low income house, and they judge it according to your income, it won't be over 600. So I know you can afford the 6. It might be 3. It all depends on what you're making. Might be 10, 20. But that's where the housing part come in at, like the HUD housing, the programs and all that. Now I'm talking about the mothers with children to be able to get in an affordable place where she can pay her stuff, where she still can go shopping for clothes and stuff like that from time to time by her being on her own. Because she making that money where she can maintain her family. The baby father not sending her no money. He arguing about the little $10 he's sending. But that's a lot of money to him. Yeah, because she taking it, getting her nails done. But look at all the stuff she doing for the kids anyway. So if she want to pamper herself, if that's all she got is your little $10, let her pamper herself. Because she got to add money to the 10 you sent her and child support to add to that to get her nails done, feet done. Y'all don't go to them shops. I take my daughters to get her nails done, her feet done, all that. It runs me like almost $200. This is my daughter. But now she doing her own thing. She can take me. So my goal is to teach women that don't have a man how to be, financially independent. And that's not to judge the guy. Why would you have a baby by somebody that's not going to take care of their responsibility? If you got a man that's living with you and you taking care of everything and you got 2 kids, now you want to have another one by him and he never worked or been responsible and took care of nothing, you taking care of 4 kids. Don't even realize it. Just to have somebody in your life. Just to have a piece of meat. Because if he really loved you and cared for you, he would be the one to make sure he have a job while you doing it too, where he can take care of the whole house. And you don't really have to worry about much. Even if you go half with him on things, at least you got somebody to carry some of that weight. Not you, queens, by yourself. I'm going to just say good night. This was not my goal to come on this and stay on this late. I've been on here for 2 hours. In my boardroom, it's going to be my recording studio. So I will be doing the couch conversation again. I will be doing the Teen Talk Show again. And because of my broadcast network, 25. What's up, Noel? Love you, bro. Because of my broadcast network, and it's a 24-hour round thing. And if you want to get a segment on there, I might charge like $50 for like a 45-minute or 60-minute. But you can come on, show your product. You can invite your people to your page, to the platform. But what's happening right now, I'm setting everything up with the building. And it's amazing. Because when the lady came in today, the pastor, right, my friend Wanda was going to put her in the little sitting room with the TV and stuff because she figured she got about 8 people. This would be a good spot to start. Mm-mm. So I took her down. She was walking her through the building, but she took her downstairs. And I said, this is the area that is the activity room where it's a lot more space in there. And I want to set it up like a little classroom or set it up like a church. Like you can move the tables and it's just a line of chairs and she's standing up there and it's like she preaching to the choir. That's the tone. But then I took her to my boardroom. So I said, you have actually 2 spots where you can actually do what you do, what you do. So as you begin to outgrow this space, you can do the basement. Because the goal down there, I got to get somebody to come and strip the floors down because I want everything to be beautiful. I know how I am. And I got what, 1% on this? So anyway, I took her around and showed her the office rooms. She said, can I have an office space where I could pray and stuff like that? I said, you got it. Because I know she's coming in with the spiritual side. I know everybody don't believe in Christ. So if you're Muslim or Israelite and you want to come in and start service with somebody else, that's fine. We got a spot where we're going to hang the clothes up and the shoes and all of that. It's called the closet. I got a lady that does holistic herbs and all of that and the acupuncture stuff. I got a room where she could put the bed in to do the massages and the acupuncture. But then when she want to do her classes, she can do it in the activity room. That's God. That's not me. That is God. You can call it ego. You can call it pride. You can say, yeah, because he talking about himself. He always did that. He this and that. No, my experience, I drove the tractor trailer for 35 years. That's my profession.